What's up guys, welcome back to another video, hope you're all doing well today. We're back on some MX Simulator again. I know it's not been that long since the last video, but I've been hopping on the game a little bit here and there, maybe like 20 minutes every other day or so, and I've actually been quite enjoying the game again, slowly getting into the swing of things. And today I'm going to be covering two tracks rather than just one, which are created by my favourite track creator, Mr. JGMX, in MX Simulator, that is. And these tracks are based around, they're custom tracks, fully custom, like fancy tracks that he's made. They're meant to have some sort of resemblance of like the super old Supercross tracks from back in the day, like really peaky takeoffs, like quite rutted, really technical. And these are based from like 1990. He's got it written down as in game. So I thought it'd be really nice as well if we could get a custom, I say custom, like a really old bike to ride. And I've managed to find, scouring through the TM Factory Racing website, this 90, no, not 19, I think it's 2001 KX125. So that's what I'm going to be working with today. I will obviously link that down in the description for you should you wish to use it yourself. And I was trying to find some like really good retro like Fox gear from back in the day as well, but I was struggling to find anything like that. So instead we're rocking old Mr. AC. We're going to pretend that AC's taken the 125 out of retirement and he's having a little bit of a rip around. I would have liked to have maybe like a Splitfire or Bud Racing, you know, kind of old school JS7 kind of vibes, KX skin to use for this as well. But I was struggling to try and find things that I needed. So we're just running the stock skin that comes with this bike. Everything that I'm using in this video will be linked down below for you. And we just want to see how this track goes and feels. And this is literally my first lap on the track so far. And it's gone incredibly smoothly. Probably going to crash now I've said that, but it's been a long time since I've ridden, I mean, not just two strokes in general, but the 125s in this game. And some of the old 125 races from back in the day were some of the most fun. Whilst the bike may sound absolutely vile, absolutely disgusting, which I agree with, I'm sure someone's already commented that somewhere, they are some of the most fun bikes to ride. You can absolutely rail the tits off them if you get the correct track. If you do download this, just bear in mind, because I was a bit confused at first, is this skin or bike in general doesn't come under the Kawasaki. It's actually under the RM125, which is the fastest one in the game by a long shot. So you'll find majority of the 125 skins on this game that you download. If you can't find them for whatever reason, have a look under the RM and you'll maybe find them there. Which kind of, it does bring me onto a topic that I think I've discussed briefly before about MX bikes. You know, at the moment we have a lot of issues with everybody running Yamahas, for example, in the 450 class because they are like far superior to any other bike just in terms of feel. I wouldn't be against us having it like a system in sim where all the bikes have their own different like dynos, they've got different engine mappings, and I don't know if it goes as far as handling, to be honest, in sim. I think it might just be the engine curve and that's it. But all bikes have their different stuff, but then you can put whatever bike you want on whatever dyno, if that makes sense. So riding an RM125 right now, but I'm actually on a KX125, just things like that. So you wouldn't just see a sea of blue in 450s or a sea of red in 250s. I think it'd be quite nice to let people mix it up a little bit. I think it'd be good for streams, for sure, like for on the pro scene, and I know I'd probably be a bit more inclined to download some other people's skins to see them on the track if we wasn't all running the same bike all the time. And oh, get over that. I'm quite surprised so far that this bike seems to actually be kind of making its way through the track and over the jumps as well as it is. I thought I'd be really having to stretch out a bunch of these. Right, I want to do this properly this time, so I need to send that. Downside this, treat this as a bit of a whoop section now. This is the one bit that I'm kind of struggling with. I'm not sure if you are meant to be able to double and downside that into this corner. I'll try one or two of these inside ruts as well. I'll keep going outside, there we go, and then step up here. And I think this here where we go up into the stadium or up into the stands and drop back down, but that's such a staple of old tracks, and I wish you'd done it a little bit more these days. I'm guessing the reason, well, there's probably two reasons. Is one is health and safety from a spectator standpoint. Anybody kind of seeing it anywhere near that is probably in the firing line for something to go wrong. And then the second one being is it kind of limits the stadium capacity, doesn't it, if you're removing a bunch of seats. And I know majority of Supercross these days is like purely financial. There's a lot of money behind it, so I can understand I'm not wanting to give up like an entire section of seats to go up into the stands. Oh my Christ! Yeah, it was definitely a staple back in the day, especially in like the Colosseums as well, where you go right up to the very top, do a little bit at the top as well, and then drop back down and ride that track. But this is. I can't remember what we named it. I think it might just be track 1 and track 2. But this was number 1 of those, and I'm actually quite happy with how it feels and how it flows so far. Whoops seems like you can either jump through them or you can skim through them. I think the jump sizing is actually pretty perfect for these smaller bikes. He did mention on the release page that it rides really well on 2-strokes, which is, I mean, part of the reason why I've hopped on this. I didn't know if he'd mean 125s or if he meant solely the 250s. Let's try something a bit different here. Let's go double, and then I downside this. I should be able to hop up and over. Little seat bounce, go inside rut, round to the outside. There we go, we're flowing now. We are really flowing, or AC's flowing at least. And I'll tell you, let me go on a little bit of an off-topic thing here. If anybody watched last round of Supercross, did anybody else have their hearts in their mouth when AC absolutely ate Dookie on the ground? I was watching it in Discord with Charlie, and we was both like, please don't be hurt, please don't be hurt, please don't be hurt. Don't know if I can... Oh, actually, I want to spin around and hit that again. We was like, please, Adam, don't hurt yourself, please, because we love AC. We don't want to see him get injured at all. We like a healthy Adam, we like a fast Adam, and he was looking very fast that night. Maybe that's why he crashed. Maybe he got a little bit too carried away for a change. So let's step over this. Oh, I don't think I've got the speed. Oh, no. Oh, at least I didn't get the legs off. Okay, that's 100% doable. 100%. So that's quite a cool line and a fairly big line for a 125, if I'm honest. But that's fine. That's how it goes. That's sim. It do be like that. Let's do a backflip to end off this track. And we didn't crash again. Love that. On to track number 2. There you go. The name pops up now. So it's just 1990 SX Round 1 and 1990 SX Round 2. This one... looks interesting already, straight off the start. There's a lot of back and forth across the start straight. So we go under a massive over-under tunnel. Let's go triple on. Oh god, this looks a lot rougher and a lot more challenging straight off the bat. Go double, single into this corner. What have we got here? Another little single. And so we're going to go double here. Oh, I think it looks like a double, triple, quad, maybe? How big is this? Not very off. Absolutely greased it first time. Jeez! And then we step all the way up to the top here. Like that. That's quite creative. Like sending a double to the top and then stepping all the way back down. That... I tried pressing the look back button, which obviously you can do on bikes, not this. That is a very steep landing that you have to try and downside there. So I will try and step it a bit further next lap and hope that I don't flat land it and get an instant legs off. Try and steer with the back end a little bit. That's what 2-strokes are all about. Let's go step triple on, off again, and then quad into the corner maybe. Oh, that is a bit of a stretch. No idea how I didn't get legs off there. It's like we fully cased that. That should have resulted in a crash. Oh my god, this is hella technical. And then it's just a normal double or a triple if you want to classify the tabletop as 1 or 2 jumps. I'm going to call it a double in this situation. Don't want to start any arguments down in the comments again. Little wall jump up and over this and then back across this, like, I don't even know what you call this section. Very cool though. Very different. Very sharp left-hander here. It's something that I've been struggling with as well in this game recently. I feel like I hit ruts and berms okay-ish right now. My biggest issue is flat turns, which is odd because it's something that I actually used to pride myself on back when I was semi-competent at this game, is my flat turn speed would always be pretty good. And even when I was running super low dab speed, so I didn't have the safety net of my leg coming out, I managed to somehow just keep the feet on the pegs, find that perfect like lean angle, lean point, and be absolutely fine. Let's step up here. I want a bit more speed this time, so yeah, yeet. And that was absolutely perfect. Should we just send it for the fans? You are 100%... Oh my god, you can so downside that. I need to turn around. I need to give that another go. I might be kidding myself into thinking this is a lot more doable than it seems. I think on a bigger bike this should be very easy. But we're going to have to try and downside this perfectly. We have not done. And... No, not doable on the 125, but that is 100% going to be a line on one of the bigger bikes. If anyone even cares, or if anyone even does this track, give that one a go. I would say maybe the 250 and above is what you want to be going for there, but you would have so much speed through the whoop section, coming to think about it. I think even if you did downside that, if you make it through the whoops or not, that would be a different story. Can we get this triple on from the inside? We can. That's so satisfying hitting a good seat bounce on this game. Front flip. keep it going. Whether it's sim or whether it's MX bikes, we always get these very interesting moments. Let's try coming out to the left this time, and are you just meant to jump through these? I don't know, I feel like skimming definitely feels a lot more natural, a lot more fluent. I think so far out of the two, this one is my favourite one. This one is very, very different, very technical, quite steep transitions, which I know that's what JGMX was going for, and I think they suit the two-stroke really, really well. I mean, he's definitely not a liar. He did say in the track description that he'll work well on these. That is 100% quadable, and then you'd send this up and over that, maybe triple there. I think with a lot of these rollers here that you'll see, and I'm so torn every time if I'm meant to be seat bouncing them and treating them as rhythms, or if I'm meant to be skimming through them. I'm sure there's more than one way to skin a cat, but I'm not too sure. I'm a little bit conflicted. I'm not going to go for this stupid line again. We're just going to try stepping down as normal, not getting the legs off, thank you. Scrub-a-dub-dub over this bad boy, and then jump it too far anyway, and not get the speed. I tell you what, if you downside this jump that I'm on top of now, and you get it right, you could then have a bunch of speed, send this, and maybe jump all the way to the end of the whoops. That could be a very interesting and creative line. So 100%, if you're going to go and download this and give it a go, just have a little bit of a mess around, experiment with it a little bit, and see if there are any like big boy lines. I imagine if you was to get a 450 on this track, you'd be hitting like quads and fives all over the place. It's purely the fact that I'm on a 125 right now that is quite reserved. I want to see if I could triple that, but I can't. And I think, you know what? You guys get the idea. There's no need for me to sit here and just spin pointless lap after lap after lap. You get the idea. You get the gist of it. You see what these tracks are about. And if I'm honest, JG, if you're watching this to this point, I want to see more of these. Like, this is a really, really enjoyable style of Supercross, and it's a lot different to the RF tracks that we get these days. I've not dabbled in in much EMF stuff as of late, if I'm honest. I've not played an EMF Supercross track in a very, very long time. Maybe I'll give them a go, see how they play, see what that scaling's like. But no, 100%. I'd love to see some more in this style. I think it's what we need. I don't think it's going to be everyone's cup of tea, just based on the fact that it is a little bit more difficult. You can't kind of row as much as you would do on a normal Supercross track or carry as much momentum overall. If you ever go and look at some really old, like 1990s-ish era Supercross track races, kind of is the same as what we're getting right now. It looks very brutal. Everything's super, super peaky. Obviously hearing a bunch of two-strokes back then would have been really, really nice. But I think he's done a really good job of kind of not replicating, because it's all custom tracks and stuff, but getting that right feel across. So massive props to him. If I was being picky at all, I'd say that the track might look a little bit bland, but I suppose they didn't have all these fancy like hay bales back in the day, did you? You just had these like tried and tested, just standard hay bales. Maybe a little bit of a crowd could be nice if that was added in. It just feels like the stadium's a little bit empty at the moment, but 100% keep some of these up. And it reminds me almost like when you go up in and out of this stadium, there's a couple of tracks on MXOSA TV Unleashed back in the day as well that had sections like that. And then I'm probably now going to go on Spotify and go and listen to the old MXOSA TV soundtracks, because I'm now going to go down that rabbit hole of nostalgia. But really, really good stuff. I'm very, very impressed with this, and maybe I'll spin a couple more laps around here in the coming weeks or so, as I wouldn't say I'm grinding sim, but I'm just playing it here and there just to keep myself fresh, keep myself familiar on the sticks, keep the muscle memory alive, because I do enjoy it when I'm playing well. When I'm hitting rhythm sections like you should do and how they're meant to be hit, and like rallying bowl turns or rallying ruts in the correct way, whatever it may be. I have so much fun on this game. It's when things start going horribly wrong, or a braking bump gets in my way or looks at me the wrong way, that I kind of want to put the game down. But hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace.